Welcome to Village Vibes, the podcast that brings you insights into the city of Delray Beach. I'm your host, Gina Carter, and today we are joined by Public Works Director, Missie Barletto. Missie, tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to work at the city.
I started out in journalism, actually. I was a newspaper editor, reporter, and publisher, and got interested in local government because I covered local government for the newspapers. From the journalism end of things, I went to the South Florida Water Management District, where I started off doing public information officer kind of responsibilities and moved up to government liaison between the Water Management District and local governments, helping them clear issues with Tallahassee and helping them get funding and permitting for doing local projects. And then I moved into doing some project management for the Water Management District with local governments who were smaller and didn't have the ability to do that for themselves. I worked for a few years at a private engineering firm, and then I came to the city of Delray Beach, where I've worked in public works since I got here. My staff and I are just the most recent stewards of a project that's been ongoing since the early 1970s to preserve our beach, to make it the special place that it is, to enhance the nature of the beach front, and to grow the beach. Many people don't know that originally A1A looked right out onto the edge of the water. And over this more than 50-year time frame, the city has grown the beach from being maybe 25 feet wide to being over 200 feet wide. And we are the envy of many of the other beaches in the state of Florida. In addition to looking at the dunes and the dune planting and the native habitat on the beachfront, we also pay very close attention to the quality of the water off of our shore. We test that both weekly and monthly for a variety of water quality issues. We have a very robust ocean rescue department that makes sure that there's public safety available for the residents in Delray Beach. And all of those things have been ongoing for a long time in our city. The Blue Flag program looks at all of those parameters, 33 different parameters for designating the most environmentally and public safety and public education conscious beaches in the world. And Delray Beach was chosen the first one in the continental United States. So we're very proud of that. But we didn't start the program, and we didn't invent it. There have been a lot of city employees who went before us that started it, and we've just perfected it and apply for the designation on an annual basis. But we're very proud of achieving it.
Can you tell me a little bit about the educational programs that you guys have going on at the beach?
So we do a lot of education at our beach, some of it through our community partners at Sandaway. They do Sandaway and the Surfriders Foundation work with the city of Delray Beach to do sea turtle nest excavations every year, which have grown in popularity with the public over the years. I know that Eugenia and the Department of Communications also work with us to make sure that we transmit those education efforts live. Our Ocean Rescue Group also does public safety educational efforts for the general public, teaching people how to get out of a riptide if they get caught, and also teaching people about, swimming and just general ocean safety, which is wonderful. Blue Flag internationally is just catching on in the continental United States, but in the rest of the world, it is how people who are traveling to visit beaches choose their destination because they know that if they come to a blue flag beach that they're going to find a beach that is clean, where there is recycling, where there's environmental consciousness, the environment is good, the public safety is good, so it creates a very high standard for how the beach is going to be managed for tourists. So it puts Delray Beach on the international scene for places to visit. The only other one currently in the continental United States is Zuma Beach in Malibu on the west coast. So it's very special, and it's, many people who travel specifically to visit the beach will look to the blue flag destinations before choosing where they want to stay.
You mentioned earlier about the multi-year, really multi-generational commitment to the ecological diversity of our beaches and the dune maintenance that you are overseeing. Can you tell us a little bit about why our beach is so special and the diversity of plant life and animals that actually, make their homes in our beach?
Sure. There's a few things that are special about Delray Beach's municipal beach. One of them is the length of the municipal beach, the number of access points. There are 32 different places where you can access our municipal beach. And between all of those, we have roped off dune systems where you see a variety of natural seagrasses, sea oats. There's sea grapes that are trimmed to a height that protect the dune ecosystem. But in addition to that, we have a number of endangered species of plants that only grow on our dune right now. And so we encourage the public to stay off the dune ecosystem to protect those plants because many of them are small. They're an important piece of the environmental web, but you wouldn't know that, there's an endangered plant because they don't look especially special, but they are. So we are the seed bed that is helping other dunes throughout the state to grow and prosper.
So our beach dunes, they're not just beautiful and ecologically diverse, they're also really significant at making our city more resilient to severe weather. Can you tell us a little bit about why it's so important?
You hear a lot of talk in environmental circles these days about living shorelines and natural barriers to extreme weather. And our beach dune system is our first line of defense against storm surge from a hurricane or sea level rise or any of those types of things. And the wider the beach, the more distance there is, the more enjoyable it is for us as humans, but also the more protection that we can provide for the infrastructure that lines our beachfront areas for A1A, Ocean Boulevard, for the businesses. We have one of the few beaches in the state that actually has a commercial area that opens directly onto the beach, which is a huge draw for people visiting here. It's one of the things that makes our place special. But having that taller dune system, when storms come, it keeps the sand from making A1A not drivable, which is one of our major evacuation routes for our people. But it also protects the water from coming up too closely. We have routine beach renourishment efforts that keep our beach nice and wide and keep it from becoming narrow again. And we have one of those that's actually coming up this summer. It will be partially a storm repair done by the Army Corps of Engineers, but we will also be restoring the full beach, not just the damage that was done by the storm, but the full beach to its regular wide contour, and that will start in November. So after turtle season is over, then we'll start that. And that the sand that we use for that is sand that gets washed off of our beach and collects just offshore. And we just dredge that sand up and put it back.
I know that there's an event coming up for Blue Flag in May. Can you maybe invite our residents to attend?
Absolutely. On May 1st at 10 a.m. at the Atlantic Pavilion, the main pavilion at Atlantic and A1A. We're celebrating our third year designation as a Blue Flag beach. So 3 years in a row now, we will have been designated by the International Committee to be a superior beach.